Hey there guys, so today we have another review and this is another beer trip video actually. I'll be reviewing the beer first and then talking about the brewery afterwards. So this is OEC Brewing from Oxford, Connecticut, and this is their Tempus Blend 5, 5.9% beer. Got a growler fill of it. And actually let's pour some more into the glass. This is actually a pretty interesting beer. This is an old world style sour saison. It is 30% of the base beer, sitting in barrels for I believe 3 months, and then 35% 1-year-old lambic style ale, and then 35% 1-year-old aged barrel aged saison. So an interesting blend is blend 5, and they say none of their blends are the same. So cool beer. Let's dig in. Awesome. Obviously, I also have my Iris glass, my Cantillon Iris glass. My friend went to the brewery, so glassware. There you go. So the beer comes in a nice kind of peachy color, a medium amber. Let's get the aroma on this. Ooh. It reminds me of, it has like a floral kind of quality, almost very perfumey. It's, oh, is that what it is? Yeah, there you go. A little bit rose-like rose petals, rose water, but in general, you get a really nice kind of puckering tart quality, like concentrated dried lemons, like powdered or something like that. A little bit like warhead powder or something like that, just really tart. You get some lime in there. Yeah, just tart, floral. Yeah, wow. A little bit of like a fruitiness, a little bit of stone fruit, a little bit of grapefruit. It smells like an awesome sour. Cheers. Also love the color on this one, by the way. It has even like a little bit of like pink in it or something like that. Really nice. That's tart, but also so delicious. Oh man. Medium plus to almost full tart quality, lemony throughout, a little bit of this, is it yogurty? Not really. I would say it's mostly a little bit of like sharp vinegar attacks coming through, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of like grapefruit coming through, a little bit of like lime as well, lime peel. But you're also getting that kind of overarching theme I was getting on the nose with that kind of floral action coming through as well. Refreshing. Obviously it didn't have a head because it's sour, but really nice kind of tiny bubble carbonation on this one. Nice and dry on the back end. Probably the oak is helping out with that. You get a little bit of that kind of weedy base on the back end. So I imagine the lambic and the saison, some wheat addition. You're getting a little bit of kind of weedy malts on the back end. Just tart, refreshing, nice and complex. Get a little bit of movement on this one, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of like fruitiness, a little bit of unripened stone fruit. Just love this beer, yeah. For a sour, just really delicious and nice and complex. Awesome, awesome stuff. As for rating, wow. The floral actions come through. A little bit like rose water, yeah. Or some kind of floral, like a tea kind of floral action. Let's go with a 96 minus on this one. I'm loving it. This was one of my favorite beers that I had at the brewery. So speaking about the brewery, they're in Oxford, Connecticut. So they're about, I want to say, an hour and a half or less than 2 hours outside of New York. They're also, once you drive up there, they're off the beaten path. It's very much a treehouse, hill farmstead kind of experience. You're driving on back roads and you don't know when you'll get finally to the brewery. A lot of back roads driving. Finally, when you get to the brewery, really nice, cool brewery. Get to check out their cool ship when you walk in. I'll post a picture of that. Reasonably sized brewery. They have tons of benches around and a really cool staff. Got to meet the staff, really cool people. And you get to try all of their beers, obviously. They have a flight of 8 beers that they have on tap. And I've had a few flights in my day, but this might have been the best flight I've ever had. They're just doing something, you know, so different from other breweries. They really, you know, consider themselves quite eccentric in how they brew. And also, each beer was a little bit different. You know, you sort of get to get a taste of how each beer is doing something a little bit different from what the beer is. This one is an old world sour saison, but it has all these interesting, parts to it. This one is their Goza Tequin blend 2, and it's not simply a Goza. Obviously, it is a Goza with coriander, pink peppercorn, and salt, but also 60% of it is 1-year-old aged ale in gin, Pinot Noir, and tequila barrels. And then 40% of it is young sour ale lagered in oak barrels. Really interesting blend of beer, fantastic Goza. And for a 750 with an awesome label, awesome bottle, awesome design, I believe this bottle was around $12, and their other 750s are around $12 to $14. So they're doing all these interesting blends and barrel treatments, and they're only charging under $15 for their 750s. So I thought that was a reasonable price for the format and how much work they have to put into these beers. And as I was going through the flight, they have just really interesting beers. They have a Flanders Oud Bruin that is barrel aged in 5 different barrels. They're using sherry barrels. They're using Pinot Noir. They're using tequila. They're using whiskey. They're using red wine. They're using Chardonnay. They're using everything. Any barrel they can get their hands on, they're throwing their beers into it. They're blending this into it. They're blending that into it. They're spinning. This is a new style, new world kind of Goza. They have a rustic old world kind of Goza. Just really interesting kind of cool beers. If you had to ask me now what my top 10 breweries were, OEC would probably be on that list, because the Northeast is pumping out amazing hoppy beers, and me, that's my favorite style. But I just love how fun these beers are. They're just doing really, really cool things. So hopefully I'll bring you more reviews of their beers. But definitely check out the brewery if you're in the Northeast. They're definitely one of the best breweries right now in my mind, and I really enjoyed them. So if you've had any beers from OEC, please post in the comments below. What do you like? If you've been to the brewery, let me know. But OEC, certainly underrated. People really need to jump on trying to trade for some of these bottles, because they're super cool. They're super delicious, reasonably priced, and super complex, really fun beers, as I said. So until next time, guys, cheers. Later.